Welcome, Scorpio, to your spirit messages, what you need to know now. We're going to take a look to see all the messages, insights, and information that your spirit team and divine angels and guides want you to be aware of right now. If the messages in this reading do not resonate with you, don't worry about it. This reading is just not meant for you right now, and you could take a look at your moon, rising, and Venus signs to see if there are relevant and appropriate messages for you there. So the first card we get, Scorpio, is the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Okay, so Scorpio, you might be going through quite a transitional period, and it could feel quite uncomfortable and not exactly smooth sailing. So your message here from your divine team is just letting you know that this is happening for you. You're not a victim. It's not happening to you. This transition, this change, whatever it is that you could be going through, please know that at the end of the day, it's probably a blessing in disguise, and you're going to be far better off than when you first started this transition. So they are acknowledging that it could be a little bit rocky and a little bit bumpy here and there, but it's for your best and higher good. The second card we get is Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. So this is a big card because we mentioned transition here, and this is saying it's now time for you to really look to see if there are any ancestral patterns, things that you are aware of, that you've seen your family, maybe your parents, your grandparents repeating all the time, that is not necessarily beneficial for you. So you have now the ability and the time and the chance to break all chains that are pulling you back into the past and no longer serving you. It's time for breaking the chains, breaking them, and you have the ability and the gift and the support to rewrite your future. You can decide what you want your future to look like. It's not an easy thing. Of course, transition is always a little bit uncomfortable, and there are times it's going to feel a little bit, maybe even more than uncomfortable. But I want you to always remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. And if it feels really uncomfortable, because, breaking like past patterns and ancestral patterns, those are big patterns that breaking. It takes time to heal. But you must keep in mind that you can decide and choose how you want your future to be. You are the master of your destiny. And then the card we get here is Star Mother. Look at this beautiful card. How can you mother yourself? Okay, so what you're going through here is like any kind of change could feel a little uncomfortable. And now your team is telling you, please mother, nurture, be kind, and look after yourself. And whatever that means to you. If you can just think of how a mother would nurture a child that is going through a little bit of a rough patch or a difficult period, and this is how you have to be to you, okay? So if that means just being kind to yourself, if you wake up one day and you're really just feeling like, no, I just need time out, take the time out. Do something that's good for you, something that's going to fill you up. If it's just watching a good movie, reading a good book, going for a walk in nature, whatever it is, meeting a friend, be kind, be gentle, and be nurturing to yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some cards from the Ask Your Guides deck to see if we can get any more messages from your guides over this time. Life force. Okay, Aphrodite. Okay, this is a big one. Okay, because as you're going through this, you know, our life force is our chi, our, how will I put this? It's everything that enables us and gives us our inner energy, determination, our inner drive to move forward. So your team, your guides are telling you to please be aware of this, because you're going through, if you are going through this and you are really planning the new future, you're going to need your life force to be at optimal level. And in order for your life force to be at optimal level, it's about doing the work that you need to do in terms of making this great transition, and being very, very kind and nurturing to yourself, and giving yourself whatever you need to get through this. Because at the end of the day, if your life force is low and you've got no energy and you're feeling depleted, this is not going to be a very easy process. But if you look after yourself and be aware of what you're going through and what you need, I think you will manage this process quite wonderfully. Decisions, higher self. So there you have your higher self is just telling you, you see, if you can just look at this card, Scorpio, you see this little orange person is just being pulled in a lot of directions and they've got their path ahead. This is just saying, really honor what is right for you. Yes, I'm sure there are people around you who need you, who want you, but first and foremost, look after yourself. See to yourself, because you cannot give what you haven't got. So if you ensure that your life force, your well-being, mental, spiritual and physical, is taken care of, you will be able to give to others. But please take care of yourself, because that is of utmost importance. Now we're going to take a look at your romance angel cards to see what they have to share with you regarding your emotional and your love life. Let's see what we have in store. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So this is not necessarily about addictions, although, you know, sometimes this ancestral patterns could be a kind of viewed as it's a kind of addiction, because we don't know any better. So this codependency, I'm feeling, is talking to this breaking the chains. So like I said, this breaking the chains could be from anything. It could be from relationships that are literally codependent, and that could be from, you know, in your love life, in your personal life, with friends, with family, with work. It could be anything that is the way this pattern kind of keeps coming up, and this is now affecting not only your love life but also your emotional life. So if you will find that once you are able to break the chains, break the patterns, heal and plan and create a new future, this codependency will of course fall to the side. Keep an open mind. Okay, your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So once you are able to break the chains and free yourself from all these kind of past patterns, you know, perhaps you have always been involved in certain kind of relationships where there was some kind of maybe codependency, or there's some kind of addicted to certain kind of behavior. Once you break that, you keep an open mind, because then you are able to really look at other opportunities that are really going to be beneficial and work in your new future. So the possibilities then become endless and unlimited. And now I just want to take some cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle, because this is what your team would like you, the energy your team would like you to work with now as you manage this process. And the card we get first is the Wombat Spirit. Be at home. So when we get the card be at home, it means two things for me. One is that home would probably be a nurturing, it's a literal interpretation. Home could be a very nurturing environment for you, and be at home if that's where you find your peace and your comfort and your solace. And also it's about being at home in your body. So it's like being comfortable with just being with yourself and taking time to nurture, love, and look after yourself as you move through the stage. The next card we get is the Lion Spirit. Be generous of spirit. Now, be generous of spirit. So that means be generous of spirit to yourself, because this is the most important thing for you to do, because like I said, how can we give to others if we haven't got? Make sure that you are nurtured, loved, and protected, and really looked after, so that your life force is always operating at optimal levels, and then you are able to give and share and help and assist others. So that is your messages right now, dear Scorpio. Please take care of yourselves.